In this video, I will show you how to address the bugs that we've got in our app. First, let's tackle the issue of screen rotation. One way to solve this bug is to prevent our app from entering landscape mode in the first place. We can do this simply by going into our manifest file and setting the screen orientation of our main activity to portrait. This means that the screen will never rotate, even if the phone is being turned on its side. This might be an option if you're making an app like Tinder or Instagram, which don't need a landscape mode. All we need to do to set the screen rotation in the manifest file is go to the activity tag and just before that angle bracket, start typing orientation. Hit tab to make the most of autocomplete and set the orientation to portrait. Now let's run the app to try it out. See, the app doesn't rotate. Okay, next up is finishing the quiz. For this, we're going to make use of something called an alert dialog. An alert dialog is a window that's superimposed on the screen. It typically has some text and one or two buttons. To make an alert dialog appear, you have to do two things. The first is to create and configure the alert dialog, and the second is to show the alert dialog to the user. Now we only want to show our alert dialog when the user has reached the end of the quiz. How do we know that they've reached the end? Simple. We know that the value of mindex is equal to 0. So when it comes to updating the question, we just add a check for this condition, if mindex is equal to 0. Remember, in Java syntax, the single equal sign assigns a value to a variable, but the double equal sign tests for equality. And here's how we create an alert dialog called alert. Alertdialog.builder is the type, alert is going to be the name of our object, and then we use the Java keyword new, alertdialog.builder. In order to create this alert dialog, we need to supply a context. Now remember, the context is just the current state of the app. We've previously retrieved the context by simply calling getApplicationContext. However, I want to show you a different way this time, because you'll see this being used in other people's projects as well as on Stack Overflow. This time, we'll simply use the Java keyword this. The keyword this refers to the current object, which here is our main activity. So the alert dialog builder can now get the context via our main activity object. First, we set the title with alert.setTitle. And I'll write something imaginative, like game over. And then we specify whether the user can cancel the alert dialog. And by canceling, we mean tapping somewhere outside that message box to make it disappear. Now in this case, we won't give users that option, so we set cancelable to false. Finally, we specify what the message in the dialog should show. Let's display the final score with alert.setMessage you scored mscore points. Now it's time to decide what should happen when the user clicks the button on the alert dialog. So we write alert.setPositive button, and here we specify what text the button should display. In this case, let's write close application. And then we write new dialog interface onClick listener. In this bit of code, we're setting an onClick listener on the button. The only difference is that it's not a view.onClickListener, it's a dialog interface.onClickListener. But the mechanics work exactly the same. We specify what should happen when the button is pressed inside the onClick method. To keep things simple, we'll just unceremoniously close the app. So we just add a single instruction, finish. And now that we've configured our alert dialog, we need to show our alert to the user. And this works in the same manner as we've been showing our toast messages. We simply take our alert and type .show to bring it up on screen. Now let's run the app to see our alert dialog in action. Good stuff, the app behaves as expected. In the next videos, I'll explain how an app actually works at a high level and will provide some background information as to why we ran into the screen rotation issue in the first place. I'll see you there.